So middle of the night, I wake up and it really felt like someone was just rubbing at my skin. We were sleeping on like a rough blanket. So I guess like in the haze of just like waking up in the middle of the night, I just assumed that I was sleeping funny on my arm. Maybe it was like pins and needles because I was sleeping too hard on it, and then I rubbed it against something that made it feel irritated. And so I tried to go back to sleep. And then when I woke up in the morning on Rachel's birthday, I could not feel my entire body. It was insane. I woke up and everything was numb. I couldn't feel my arms. I couldn't feel my legs. My face was numb. Like my tongue felt strange. And that's when I just go, I need to call James and figure out
James is a main character of this whole trip
and figure out what the hell is going on right now.
You also thought it was a reaction to Benadryl because we had a ton of mosquito bites, so we were kind of taking Benadryl every night. Danny doesn't really take any medicine, so I gave him some Benadryl to help him sleep and decrease the swelling from the mosquito bites. And you were like, could this be a reaction to Benadryl?
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't think so, but I guess stranger things have happened.
And then I think I looked down at my arm and I just like, and maybe it was red because I was scratching, but it was noticeably like directed in one central location that something had occurred. So in my mind, I naturally went like, oh, spider bite. So I'm, by the way, like just thinking through spider bites and maybe watching videos when I'm a kid, I'm just like, oh, black widow spider, I'm going to die. And so I called James and I'm just like, James, like, can I describe to you? I'm kind of calm despite not feeling my entire body right now. And I go, can I describe to you just like the sensations that I'm going through? So I name him. I'm like, I can't feel my body. Like everything is numb. There was a pain in my arm all last night. And he's just like, oh yeah, scorpion. He's like, happens all the time. He was just like,
he was very casual.
There was a piece of him, he's like, it doesn't sound like, and he was thinking about like some of the other possible spiders that it could have been, but he's like, oh no.
He said there's no really bad poisonous spiders there though.
Right. So that's why he's like, it doesn't sound like any of these spiders would have caused that. He's like, that definitely sounds like a scorpion. So at that point in time, I'm just like, I'm like, first of all, do I need to go to the hospital? Is there anything that we need to do? He's like, no, you're going to be okay. He's like, it's going to run its course in 24, 48 hours. You'll be good, kid. It's just like, and I trusted him. I trusted this man with my life.
Yeah.
So I kind of just like hung tight. I was like, well, I guess I got stung by a scorpion in the middle of the night and I can't feel my entire body right now. And then so...
But we still weren't 100% sure, right?
Right,
You were
right.
still kind of on the fence because James was like, it could be, it sounds like it, but I don't know.
Totally.
And then...
So then I go and the first thing that I noticed was that I went to go make myself some coffee that morning. And when I took the first sip of coffee, because my entire body and face was numb, the heat of the coffee for some reason sent electric shocks down my entire spine and body, and it was the craziest feeling. I'll never forget it. And I was just stunned. And then throughout the day, I was just noticing that it wouldn't go away. And then I go into the bathroom, probably to take a shit in the toilet that you can't throw toilet paper in.
Also, fun fact.
And I look down next to me, and I see that motherfucking scorpion just hanging right there. We have a picture. And so I like that I did this. I like the first thing that I did is I need proof because I've probably been texting everyone saying,
and
I got stung by a scorpion.
Wasn't convinced.
Yeah, and I'm sure nobody was convinced. It's just like, yeah, dude, I'm sure you got stung by a scorpion in the middle of the night. Like, I'm sure you just like, yeah, I'm sure like everybody's like, relax. Like you probably got like bit by a horsefly or something. And so first thing I do is I take the picture. And the second thing I do, the most important thing is I called James. And I called James. I go, James, I found the scorpion. And he's like, don't move. And then so James comes running to this bungalow that we were staying in, the casita. And he comes in, he goes, where is it? And I go, it's right there in the bathroom. And so I'm thinking to myself, one, terribly emasculating, having like, oh, get the scorpion, James. And I'm like yelling at him while I'm backing up against the wall. And so I think James is about to come in and just like chop this scorpion in half and just smash it. And then James, he picks it up with like a little dustpan and a broom. By the way, scorpions, not so fast, at least these big ones. He sweeps it into the dustpan, and then he just tosses it out the window onto the grass. And I'm like, James.
He's going to come back.
Yeah, like you're just going to toss this guy out there? He's just like, listen, if you kill it, it sends the, what do you call that?
Some kind of like
endorphin.
Scent.
I don't know what they.
The same thing happens
Pheromones,
with bees. I think that if you kill a bee, like more bees come.
It sets off something which will attract all the other
scent.
Scorpions.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's like, if you don't want 1,000 scorpions showing up into your bed tonight, this is the only way that it can go. And so that was that. And then James tossed out the scorpion, and I was like, vindicated. Motherfucking
and
vindicated.
And then for the next 3 weeks, we slept in a mosquito net.
Yeah. And then immediately, by the way, talk about like, this is so rational in my opinion. Immediately following that day, I went out to the town and I just went shopping for a mosquito net. It didn't matter like what it was going to cost, or I was going to find that mosquito net if my life depended on it. And I think Rachel gave me a look like, is this necessary? Like, do we, because I go back to our room and now I'm tying the mosquito net to like the ceiling with a hook. What do you call that? For your clothes, a hanger. I don't
know the name of
forgot. I got the mosquito net tied to a hanger, tied to the ceiling fan, and then taped to the wall. I set this up like a crazy contraption because listen to me. There is no way that I'm going to sleep without that mosquito net knowing that I got stung by a scorpion the night before.
I wasn't mad about it. It made sense.
Can't be. Incredible experience. And then just to finish it off.
And also just so everyone's aware, that was not the only scorpion that we found in the house. There was a few others.
I'll put the video of the baby scorpion right here. Adorable baby scorpion. But when you see these things just like run, it's nuts. And then we found one more.
Pro tip: if you go to Lake Atitlan, just check your shoes before you put them on.
There are scorpions, and they may be living inside of your shoes. So just stay advised. And then I finished it off for the camera, and I got this badass scorpion tattoo.
Stand up, show the fans.
Let's see. Can you see that? I got that dope scorpion tattoo in Antigua, just to commemorate the insane experience of getting stung by a scorpion down in Guatemala. Because the truth is that when you travel, like life throws a lot of things your way that you didn't expect, and you got to have some resiliency. You got to fight through the scorpions. Ain't that what life's about? Ain't that what travel's about? Am I right?
Amen.